Killing us slowly, erasing our history, death by the way of deception. God, do you know? God, do you know what you are? God, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know? Goddess, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know what you are? God, do you know? God, do you know what you are? God, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know? Goddess, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know what you are? God, do you know? God, do you know what you are? God, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know? Goddess, do you know what you are? Goddess, do you know what you are? We better than the mixed creation. Seen the beginning of time. Ruled over civilization until the devil took our mind. Stuck in the middle, stayed hoping for something to come and free us from this trap. The enemies constantly putting pressure up on us, hoping one day we snap. Tell me, do you know? Cause the reason for the universe, the only thing that can claim us is the Most High. The same thing that colors.
Peace and Black Power family. Thanks for joining you. My name is Brother Agyei Tyehimba. If you are looking to make your community organizing and activism more effective, if you're looking to develop more strategic thinking as you create community projects and initiatives, you come to the right place here at Black Liberation University. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and to comment on, like, and share the video. Peace and Black Power family. This is your Harlem educator, author, and activist, the Black Liberation Coach, Brother Agyei Tyehimba. You know I'm filming live on location at a wonderful historical and political village of Harlem, New York. I am so excited, family, to be back with a new episode in our Truth for Our Youth series, in which, for the most part, I'm dealing with material specifically for our adolescents and our youth, family, because they are our future. And what we want to do is protect our future and advance our future by making sure that our young people have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the tool sets, the skill sets they need to lead effectively, not only collectively in a collective sense, but to lead their own personal lives, to make good decisions, right? And so we can't leave that up to chance. We must teach them. And that's what this particular series is dedicated to, coming largely from my book, Truth for Our Youth, which you see there in the graphic. And so why don't we get started, family? These are roughly 8 truths, concepts, teachings that, if I had my way, would be taught to all of our Black, African, or New African young people. Number 1, no idle time. Ever. Ever. Now, what's idle time? Well, idle time basically exists when you're sitting around, laying around, and nothing important gets done. Nothing that's going to further your agenda, develop your skill set, your knowledge base, help you develop contacts. You're just doing nothing, right? And what my thinking would be to our young people is that you want to do your best to eliminate all idle time in your life. The less idle time you have, the more productive and the better off you'll be. My grandmother used to actually say that idle hands make the devil's workshop. In other words, when you have nothing to do, you're more likely to get in trouble, to go places you shouldn't be, to hang with people you shouldn't be hanging with, to engage in activity you have no business in engaging in. And I found in my life that my grandmother was right. That the times when I had idle time were the times when I tended with greater frequency to get into trouble, right? So keep that in mind, family. Number 2, organize your life. Organize your life. Now, organized people tend to get a lot of things done. They don't tend to be late. They don't tend to blow opportunities. They tend to accomplish their goals and maintain balance in their lives. So my suggestion to all young people would be, no matter what you're doing, no matter what hobbies or interests you have, how old you are, where you live, your career interests, learn how to organize your time and how to organize your life. There are several courses online. There are books that you can read, right? There's webinars and seminars you can look at. You can pay a few dollars and check out. But you want to make sure you learn how to organize your time. Organize your day. Organize your things physically, your things in your room. All of this is going to come back to help you because the more organized you are, all of those benefits we talked about come with organization. And you'll be surprised. Tell young people all the time, people who are not as smart as you, not nearly as talented as you, um, who don't have the contacts you have, can outperform you and do better than you if they're organized and you're not. If they're organized and you're not, they will go farther than you. They'll outperform you every time. Take it from me. Get organized. And if you're not organized, learn to be organized because it's a skill you can learn. Number 3, quoting directly from my father, may he rest in peace forever. He used to tell me, flee from fools. Flee. In other words, run. Go in the opposite direction of the fools. What is a fool? Well, we can simplify it by saying a fool is the opposite of a wise person. Fools tend to waste their time and money. They tend to get in trouble a lot and stay in trouble a lot. They tend to create problems wherever they go. And what you want to do at a young age is make up your mind. Say, you know what? I don't want to be a fool. First of all, I don't want to be a fool. And if you're hanging around fools all the time, chances are you are going to be a fool. They say birds with a feather flock together. Right. The other thing is that you want to be the opposite of a fool. My book, Truth for Our Youth, is teaching you how to be a wise young person. You don't have to be an old man and woman to be wise, family. You can start acquiring wisdom at a young age. So what I want you to do is practice what my father used to say all the time. Flee from fools. Get out their way. Let them be. Go the opposite direction. And not only that, but seek out wise young people. Seek out people your age that when you talk to them, they're always talking about what they're doing, what they've accomplished, where they're trying to go next, what they're working on. Right? Those are the type of young people you want to be around. Not the people talking about uh, uh, how much time they got in jail, what new drug they're gonna try. No. And we're not judging them either. We're saying that's not the life we want for ourselves, right? It's all about your choices. Number 4, be coachable. You know, as a young person, there's a whole lot of things you have to learn. There's no way around it. But the trick of it is you can't learn or grow if you think you already know everything. And I've met so many people, you can't tell them anything. They know everything. You get ready to say something, say, oh, I know. They want to cut you off. They don't want to hear the rest of your sentence. They want to cut you off, no fool, or they don't know what the hell you're talking about. Right? Why do people do that? Well, might be arrogance. It might be they feel like I really do know this already and I don't want to hear you say it. It's a waste of your time. More often than not, it could also be the person doesn't know what you're getting ready to say, and it makes them feel insecure that they don't know it. They feel like they're dumb or unintelligent, or they feel like maybe you're smarter than them, whatever. And rather than go through that, they rather say, no, I already know. They don't want to hear it. Makes them feel funny. Now, what I want to say to you, regardless of what other people do, you keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Regardless of what you know, or what you've done in your life, or what you think you know or think you've done, understand you can always learn more. You can always understand something differently. And what I want to tell you is even if you look at people who are experts, adults who are experts in something, expert chefs, expert artists, expert musicians, expert scholars, they disagree. Here they are, experts, and yet they have disagreement. That means there's room for interpretation, even if you know everything there is to know about a particular thing, right? What I want you to understand is you're going to get more out of life. You're going to get more out of people. Your life will be more fulfilled. You're going to make things happen. You're going to travel. You're going to do the things you want to do in your life the more that you are coachable. Because being coachable simply means you're humble. You don't think you know it all. You don't mind listening to someone else's interpretation. You don't mind hearing how somebody else thinks about something. And as a young person, you're going to attract older people. They're going to say, hey, man, if I were you, I would do this, or I would read this, or I would meet this person. And you may be tempted to say, oh, this old person don't know nothing. Let me shut up. You ain't got to tell me. And I would tell you, don't do that. Listen to them. You don't have to follow what they say, but give them the courtesy of listening. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, to listen more than you speak. And what you're going to notice, people who are wise do a lot of listening. That's why they have a lot of things to offer people. They do a lot of reading and studying and listening and observing, because you can't give people what you don't have. So be coachable. Be the type of young person. You might be a great boxer, but you got a boxing coach. He or she should be able to tell you something. You're a nice young man, you're a woman, you got your little business, you're doing things. Your parents should still be able to correct you, or to pull you aside and say, listen, I need you to try doing this. And you should be able to hear them and not be thinking in your mind, they can't tell me nothing. I already know this. That type of person you're going to find has a lot of problems in life, and they don't go very far. Right? All right. I think that point is made. Number 5. And this could be number 1. Know your history and your culture, young man and woman. You have to know about your ancestors, those who came before you. You have to know about your original culture, meaning the way you did things, the way your people thought, the way you behaved, the foods you ate, the way you fought enemies, the games you created, the inventions you made, your impact on civilizations and humanity before your contact with other people, way before you met white people or Asian people or other types of people. Your ancestors were building civilizations. Songhai, Ghana, Mali, the Great Zimbabwe, and many others. And I mean, they were showing evidence of high mathematical ability, music ability, artistic ability, architectural ability, spiritual ability, so on and so forth. This is very important for you. Knowing your history will help you gain a sense of pride as you see, wow, people that look like me, right, from my race, accomplish these things. You will also begin to recognize some mistakes, maybe that your people have made, and you'll now have the ability to say, oh, I'm not going to do that. Because when I read this part of history, I see where that led people. So I'm going to go in a different direction. It helps you avoid mistakes and gives you examples to follow. Always know your history and your culture. You'll have a pride in yourself that no one can take away. You'll have a confidence no one can take away. And confidence is very important, family. I'm going to move on now. Number 6. Should you respect other people? Should you respect other teens? Should you respect other 20-somethings? Should you respect your parents, your family, people in your block? Of course you should. And you might say, wow, this person's a great musician, or this person's a great writer, or my friend does cartoons well in animation, and this friend, they got a little job working in the movie with the movies and in cinema. And you give them great respect, and that's a beautiful thing. Every human being should be able to show respect to other human beings that deserve it. However, refuse to live your life vicariously through other people. What do I mean by that? I mean, it means that you're a person, you got friends, and you're always telling people about what your friends are doing. You're always caught up in what your friend accomplished. You're always going with your friend to their audition or their interview or what they got going on, and that's fine. But at some point, you have to remember that you got a life. You have skills. You have gifts to offer to the world, right? So don't just be there cheerleading for your friends and talking about what your friends are doing. Make sure you set your own goals in life. Make your own dreams come true in life. Live a life, in fact, that causes your friends and other people to brag about you, talk about what you've done. Very, very important. You know why? Because many of our young people suffer from a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence. And because of this, many of our young people consider suicide, participate in suicide or engage in activities that are slowly killing themselves because they lack love and admiration and value for themselves. So, doing things where you feel a sense of accomplishment, whether it's scholastically in school, you got on the dean's list, on the honor roll, you won the spelling bee, whatever, whether it's in terms of athletics, you're on a certain team and you've done well on the team, whether it's you're in a dance group or whatever you do. It's very important, young people, that you live a life that you're proud of, that a life that gives you a sense of confidence. And I'm not talking about the stuff you had nothing to do with, like you're very pretty. You had nothing to do with that. That's genetic. Or you have a certain physique. That's genetic. I'm talking about the stuff you had to work on that gives you a sense of pride. That's something no one can take from you. And that will give you a sense of pride that will help you during those difficult times in your life where maybe you failed at something or something you tried to do didn't work out quite the way you thought. That pride that, well, this worked for me, I'm good at this, that's going to help you through those difficult moments. Trust me, I'm speaking from firsthand observation. That's something that helped me a lot as a younger person. I knew I was good in certain things, and that gave me confidence. When I tried something new and I was a little afraid, like, oh, I may not be good at this, I said, well, I'm good at speaking, I'm good at writing, right? I'm good at rhyming, being a hip hop MC, and I'm good at sports. Maybe I'll be good at this. And that gave me that extra push to try to take risks. This is very important for our young people, right? Don't be so caught up in saluting other people you don't salute yourself. Number 7, very important. We're going through a lot of stuff, right? And it may seem like, dang, how am I supposed to do all this stuff? How am I supposed to carry all these dishes, right? Well, the trick to it is to maintain balance. Life involves several things. You should have some fun. You should be learning. You need time to rest. You need some time to work, time to exercise, time to study, time to travel. You need time to develop relationships and skill sets, and even more things, right? Now, for you to have a healthy life, it means that you require having a balanced life, making time for all the things that are important to you. And so I would always encourage young people. There's a lot of things you must do. Sometimes you got to juggle several things at once. And I would say to you, make sure you achieve balance in your life. You don't have to be one way all the time. There's times you can be silly and have a good laugh and enjoy life. There's times you need to be serious. There's times you need to be studious and in that library studying. There's times you need to be practicing your hobby. You play an instrument, maybe you draw, maybe you write, whatever it is. And it's okay to have different interests. It's okay to have different sort of personas throughout the day, but balance them. Make sure that you give attention to different phases of your personality and different parts of your life. Very important, or else you can go crazy and have a nervous breakdown. Number 8, very important, like the other 7. Develop jegnas in your life. Now, a jegna is kind of like another word for mentor. I'm sure you've heard the word mentor. It's an elder in your community who is wise. They have good character and they've shown great love for their community. They may be very accomplished in a particular thing. They might be a great writer. They've written books. They might be a great community organizer, and they've helped the community at different times in history fight for their rights. Or they might be a great singer or great public speaker or whatever, or a business person. What you want to do at a young age, you don't want to wait till you're 40, 50, 60 to start building contacts with other people. As a young person, you can start building relationships with people older than you, Black people, who are exceedingly wise or do a certain skill very well. They may have run a business or run several businesses. And what you want from them is to learn. You want to learn, how did they get so good at running business? What are some things about life that they have to teach you? Developing relationships with Jugnas will save you so much time. You'll save so much wasted time. They will help you avoid doing dumb things that set your life backwards. They will put you in contact with powerful people that will help your career, right? Other Jugnas, so to speak, they'll help you get jobs. They'll help you avoid a lot of detours and bad turns in life, right? So I would say to you as a young person, make sure you connect to Jugnas. And they could be in your school, your place of worship, your community organizations. They could be in your, places where you work. And you want Jugnas that are relevant to the things you're into. You're a dancer, so you may want a Jugna that's a dancer or a dance instructor. You want to get into law, you may want a Jugna that is an attorney. You want to own your own business, then you may want a Jugna who's an entrepreneur who owns their own business. That's what I'm talking about. And you won't regret this advice, family, believe me. And so that's really it, young people. I hope that you found this session rewarding. I hope that you found this relevant. I hope this makes sense to you. I will guarantee you, there's few guarantees in life, but I'll guarantee you this. I'm not going to tell you that following this stuff is going to automatically make you some type of success or great person. What I will tell you is that it's going to significantly increase your chances of living a life that you're proud of, a life that brings honor to your family and your ancestors, a life where hopefully you won't be getting in trouble with the law and you know what I mean? And gotta borrow and you don't have your own stuff, your own money, your own house and things. That's what it's about, family. Each generation getting better, pushing each other to get better, helping each other to get better. With that said, thank you for listening. Young person, show this to other young people. Watch what other friends you have. Peace, Black Power, Bukusu. We will win. Thank you so much.